Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, we're gonna go check out how you can find the top universities in your field, right? So when you're first applying to college, it's gonna be super confusing. You won't know which colleges are the best. You would have heard of some names, but you wouldn't actually know, are those colleges good for your stream? What are some other colleges that you can apply to, and so on. So in this video, I'm gonna take you through the steps on how to find the best universities in your field, how to tell if it's like an awesome university, how to tell if it's like a university that's good for your subject, basically just how to navigate this whole university jungle, okay? So let's get started. All right, so here we are at topuniversities.com. So what these guys do is they basically are the QS World University Rankings. Like they're the same company, right? So they rank universities, by subject, and they have it for MBAs, and they have other stuff like, graduate employability, USA University rankings by region, and so on. But what we're interested in by subject. So if you guys are applying to, say, finance or marketing or business analytics, then this is the link that you would go to. But for now, we're looking at other master's programs. Essentially, it all works the same way. So we're gonna click on this link. So that will bring us here. It talks about the QS World University rankings by subject, and then you have all the different subjects, okay? So now here, you can either directly click whatever subject you were a part of. You can click chemistry, you can click psychology, or you can do what I do, which is just click anywhere, just click on the full list, anywhere, it doesn't matter. And then that will give you the full list for that specific topic, all right? And then here, you can change the subject. So now I'm gonna change the subject to, let's say, architecture. Okay, so I wanna see the top universities for architecture. So it creates it for me. So we have MIT at the top, then we have UCL, Delft, Zurich, Harvard, NUS, Berkeley, Tsinghua, and so on. Okay, so if we change the results per page to 25, we'll get a larger list. So that's basically what you guys do. You just filter by your specific subject, and then you find the top universities in your field. So I'm gonna change this to, let's say, civil and structural. Okay, let's try that. So then here again, we have the rankings for civil and structural all around the world. Now what's cool about these rankings is that you can change it by region and location. So for example, if you're only applying to North America, so you only want to see, the US and Canadian rankings, then you would look at filter by North America, right? And then you would be able to see, okay, MIT's first, then Berkeley, then Stanford, then Georgia Tech, UT Austin, Illinois. Or if you just want to see, if you can also filter just by country, right? So for example, if you want to apply to, say, only Germany, so you click on just Germany here, and then it'll give you the rankings for German universities for that specific subject, right? So this is a really cool way that you guys can filter out, depending on the location and subject that you're looking to apply for, okay? So that's the first thing. Second thing that I want to look at is how you guys can sort of decide whether, like how difficult will the university be to get into, right? So now there's no way for me to tell you exactly if you guys, have a great chance of getting into MIT or a great chance of getting into EPFL or whatever, okay? But what I can tell you is sort of like a rule of thumb that you guys can follow just to get you started, okay? So I would say the first 25 universities in your category, right, in your subject. So for example, I've clicked on civil and structural here. And for the first 25 universities, that means starting from MIT all the way down to Purdue, right? So for these guys, since it's your specific subject, these guys are going to be pretty difficult for you to get into, okay? So that means you're going to have to bring your A game. That means a top GPA, top GRE score, no backlogs, and those are the kind of students that tend to get into these kind of universities, okay? So if you do have like, a huge gap in your profile, like a huge weakness in your profile, then it's going to be much more difficult for you to get in. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's just going to be much more difficult, right? That's the top 25. Now with the top 50, right? So 25 to 50, then you have a little bit of more room for some compromises, right? So we're talking from Shanghai, Jiaotong, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, UBC, down to, say, UCLA, right? So for these guys for civil and structural, there's a little bit more room, so you could, have maybe small weakness somewhere in your profile and still get into these universities, but still these guys are like, amongst the best, okay? So your dream universities are likely going to come up, within the top 50 rankings in your specific subject, right? That's how you pick your dream university. For match and safety, again, I can't really tell you guys because it varies a lot on your profile, but the rule of thumb that you guys should know is if you're in the top 25 in your particular field, right? If you're looking to apply to these guys, then you should have like, no gaps in your profile, nothing weak. And, or if you do, you should have like an extremely strong component that can, compensate for that weakness. Next 25, like the otherwise top 50, you can, compensate with a little bit of weakness as long as, your overall profile is pretty good. Okay, so that's the second thing that I want to look at. Now, the third thing is, what you guys will see is that when you go through the subject list, okay, you won't find every single subject out there. So we have architecture here, we have dentistry here, we have education here, we have geology, history, medicine, nursing, psychology, and so on. But every single subject will not be included, okay? One good example is data science, right? So you can't find data science here. So what are you gonna do? Let's say you want to find the top university for data science, what are you gonna do? Basically, you just Google it, right? You Google, for example, here I've Googled best universities for data science, okay? And I have like a bunch of links. Now the thing is, you cannot trust these links, okay? Because you cannot trust the way that they're ranking. You cannot, unless it's like an official ranking, you just can't trust, okay? So what you can do is, first you click on any one of these links, okay? So I'm gonna click on this one, towardsdatascience.com. I'm just gonna leave it open here. And then I'm gonna go to topuniversity.com, and here I'm gonna go to World University Rankings, right? So World University Rankings is basically the overall ranking. So I'm going to click on full list, and this is the overall ranking of universities. So not like, subject based, just like the overall average, okay, where do these universities stand? So you can see MIT is on top, then we have Stanford, Harvard, Oxford, Caltech, and so on, right? So these are the overall rankings. So now what I do is I go back to this link, and it says, okay, best university study for data science, best university to study data science, okay. Go down, and then go find the list, okay? So first of all is MIT. So MIT, everybody knows MIT, so I'm gonna skip MIT for now. Then we have Carnegie Mellon. So they said, okay, Carnegie data science programs are awesome, okay, so on, so on. So let's say I don't know about Carnegie Mellon. Let's say I've never heard of it, okay? How do I know if Carnegie Mellon is actually good for me? Or is actually like a good university if I don't trust these guys? What I do is I go back to this QS World University Rankings, and here in University Search, I search for the ranking of Carnegie Mellon, okay? So I see Carnegie Mellon is ranked at 51. So if it's in the top 100, then it's like, a solid, strong university, okay? So I would say, okay, this is a good university for data science. I'd agree with them, all right? Then we go down, Imperial College of London. Let's say I haven't heard of Imperial College of London. So I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna type in Imperial College of London. I see, it's ranked really high. It's gonna be one of the best universities. Okay, again, I agree with them, okay? Then we have École Polytechnique, HEC Paris. Let's say Helsinki, okay? There's Helsinki. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna type Helsinki, okay? And I see Helsinki is not exactly in the top 100. It's close, but not exactly. So then I wouldn't agree that, this is like the best university to study for data science, but it's still like, a pretty strong university, all right? So similarly, what you guys do is, you go through all these links. Basically, I've just typed is, what I've typed is just best universities for data science. And then you go through all these links. Okay, there's mastersinddatascience.org, there's shiksha.com, whatever. So I click on these links, and I'm able to find the list, okay? So I see, let's say I know MIT, I know Imperial College, I know Austin is good, I haven't heard of ESSEC, okay? I wanna know if ESSEC is good. So I'm gonna go here, and then I'm gonna type ESSEC, okay? And I see that ESSEC Business School doesn't seem to have a rank here at all. So that's kind of a question mark, okay? Like what's going on here? All right, then we have Melbourne. Okay, so I'm gonna go I'm gonna go to this top university link, I'm gonna type Melbourne, and I see, okay, the University of Melbourne is ranked really well at 41, that's great. Then we have Warwick, we have IE Spain, Southern California, University College Dublin. Let's say I haven't heard of Dublin, what do? Again, go back to this link, type in Dublin, and here I find that University College Dublin is ranked at 177. So maybe this is not the best university to study data science, right? So then we're not really sure if it's really a great university for you to target, okay? So whatever you do, whatever these links you find, that tell you that, best universities for any specific thing, you try to find the overall ranking, okay? If the overall ranking is in the top 100, then you can say that's a strong, solid university, dream capable, dream level kind of university. If you go through this list and it's not in the top 100, it's like 100 to 200, then maybe it's not so dream, maybe it's closer to match or something of that range, okay? So this is how you can find the top universities in your subject. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if this video helped you in any way, and subscribe for more graduate program related content. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.